Hey, it's your girl Siobhan, and this is Just Saying, the ultimate hangout for all you curious minds out there. From navigating college drama to dissecting the latest trends, we dive into it all. So buckle up, because we're about to spill the tea, share some wisdom, and even have some laughter along the way. This is Just Saying, where every voice counts. Welcome to the first episode of Just Saying, the podcast where I talk all things to do with college life here at the Global Academy, and just in general, because why not? I'm going to introduce my team first before introducing my two guests who I'm joined by today, who I'm very excited for you guys to meet, who is also part of my team. Behind the cameras, who you will not see as often, is Sonia. She'll be joining me in episode 2. But today I'm joined by my two executive producers and directors, Ella and Acacia.
Hi. So nice to be on here.
What an intro.
I know. We have to get into the spirit, guys.
You're killing it.
This is the podcast. This is my life now. This is my life. I'm surrounded by my two amazing executive producers.
It's made for you.
It is.
What can I say? Like, guys, this is the place to be. This is the place to be. Okay, so welcome to Just Saying. How'd you feel?
I feel really good.
I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you. I know. I'm just a great host. What
You
can I
are.
say?
You're
an amazing
amazing.
host.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is your favorite thing to do in college, or just college in general. So what do you enjoy most about college?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I think my favorite thing to do in college is do my radio shows. So like on Youth Choice or Youth Choice Anthems, which is coming out soon.
Yes.
Little plug
Little
there.
promo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love that it's very like extracurricular and that you get to do other things outside of the classroom. Things that you wouldn't get anywhere else. Like that's what I love about here.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Ella?
I think similar to Acacia, because it's great being able to get hands-on and actually try new things out. I think that's what the radio station Youth Choice is really good at, is it just you have a go at something and you learn over time. And this studio as well that we're currently in is probably one of my favourite places in the academy. It's an amazing setup, and the fact we've been able to record a podcast like this in college. Like, how many other colleges can say they could do something like that?
Exactly.
So for me, radio and podcast.
Stop, that's cheeky. I like your guys' show. Your show is just because we have because of the Anthem's coming out, but
Yes.
by the time this episode is published, it might already be out. So stay tuned for that. But you guys have a show together. Your
We
first
do.
official show.
Finally.
After ages.
The begging, the
know.
pleading.
The
know.
annoying them, pestering them.
You get this show now.
I
They
know.
love us.
I was
Yeah.
like on Tiger. I was like, you need to give these two a show. Like this needs to happen. And I was like,
It's just like, fine, take it.
Yeah.
just take it. Just
Finally
take it.
got it.
But we're excited for that. I'm excited to listen in, sit in the studio, just listening to
I'm
you guys.
excited for it.
Very, very excited. We're going to do amazing,
Yay.
right?
I'm gonna be
Maybe
a
we'll
number
have
one
you
fan.
on the guest as the guest of the show.
Always.
Just Saying, taking over the Ella and Acacia show.
Oh, yeah.
We could do a little bit of
Are
plug
we
in.
creating something right now?
I think we are. You heard it here first,
You heard
people.
it
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
But also, there's things that we don't like about college. Because there's something. There's just something.
I think there's always, wherever you go, there's always going to be something that you
Yeah.
don't like.
Not everything's perfect. You're
No.
always going to, like, the longer you're here, the kind of facade, like, goes away. And you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, well, there are little things that I don't really like. But yeah.
What do you guys not like most about college then? What's the thing? You can be honest here. You can be honest.
We can?
Be
You sure?
honest.
Be people.
All snipers stand down. But yeah, I think for me, college, this is the best college I've been. Well, this is the best school I've been to throughout my
Agreed.
whole education, like life and education. But there are a few things. I think mostly the workload, and it can bring about like a lot of stress. Thing is, I love to stress myself out. So it's less of the college and more of me. But it's the amount of things because I do the journalism course where we have to do an NCTJ. As well as content production, which is what you guys are doing. So along with doing like videos and podcasts like this amazing one here, we've also got to do like a lot of writing and looking into like different news stories for our course specifically. So, and that can get a bit hectic when you're trying to do everything else and fit it into a schedule. Yeah.
Because I feel like with especially F&Ps nowadays, like we are like always doing something. Like literally, we've just
For
come back
real.
from Easter, so like little behind the scenes. We've just come back from Easter for today when we're filming this, and literally I think everyone's just sort of said to themselves they have work to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like Easter was like kind of our way of saying, oh, we have to plan this out and what we're doing and all stuff like this. But I feel like we just gone straight into it.
Yeah.
And I think we've like, to me, yeah, I had a break, but I did spring school. So obviously
you did.
my break was like a week. And even during that week I was doing work, so I didn't really get a break. And it was sort of like sitting there and I was thinking, when we go back, it's just you can't
I think it's
You have to
almost
hit
like,
the ground running.
I think it's almost like
Yes.
you're subconsciously, for me anyway, I'm always subconsciously thinking about work without even thinking about, like last night I was trying to plan my radio shows for this morning, and I'm literally going through what button I press when I click what. And I think it's almost like, even if you're not in a worker mode, your brain is subconsciously thinking, because I
Yeah.
think all of our brains are just constantly media, what are we doing next, what are we doing next. But I agree with Acacia. I think the workload can be tough. And I'm like you, I like to be a little stress head. I say yes to a lot of things.
You do.
And it's fun to do, don't get me wrong, it is fun to do a lot of things. But after a while, you're like, oh, I've got a lot of commitments. So I think it's trying to manage time. Time management is a big thing. Because if you fall behind a little bit, it's not like you can just catch up, kind of. It's a lot of, you'll fall behind. That's it. And then you've got to do a lot to get yourself back on track. So I agree with you on the workload. And another thing I don't like, the stairs. Can we just talk about the stairs for a second?
The stairs.
I think we need a little bit of a backstory. So because people might not know about Global Academy, we have 3 floors. Do you know what? I can complain about the stairs because I broke my knee basically. So we have 3 floors. And the thing is, these stairs are not like the light little stairs. They are steep stairs. Those concrete stairs, dangerous because you have like a gap. And if you fall down one stair, you're done. You're done.
So not trying to put you off the academy, by the way.
No. Well, there is a lift. If you
really need it.
If you really need it, there's a lift. But little backstory. I was running up the stairs, as one does, because, you know,
Why not?
You're in a
not?
hurry.
So eager
Exactly. I
about
have
your
places
work.
to be. And I fell up the stairs. It would have been fun and games if I had not hit my knee on the edge of the stair.
That's not fun.
I tell you, the pain that I'm still in.
It wasn't very fun because I was there with you when it
No.
happened.
Yes, it's been like a month now, and I'm still in pain. I still can't.
You're
sort of
still in
get, like,
pain?
Still in
Do you
pain.
sort of get like PTSD every time you see the stairs? It's like, that's the stair.
I was walking up the stairs and I was like, taking it slow.
But I mean, besides from that, this whole college is amazing.
Yeah.
It's definitely, like you said, it's one of the best piece of education that I've received. And I think the facilities and the uniqueness about the academy, all the opportunities, like with this, for example, like I said before.
Wouldn't be able to do this anywhere else.
No.
What other school do you know that's
Imagine
letting
doing
you
this in
do
our
a
secondary.
podcast in your time where you're supposed to be in class?
I know.
And for an exam.
Exactly,
And it's
for an exam.
This
Like,
is our
imagine
exam.
someone said to you, if you had told me like a few years ago, Acacia, one day you're going to be in a school where all you have to do is literally get in front of a camera and speak, and then you get graded on
Talk
that,
on the radio.
and you'll do amazingly. I would have told you you're lying. I would have told you take me for a mug, because I would have never thought that would have been real. But it is. It's and it's here. Like, although it is far for a lot of us.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us travel. You travel far.
Yeah.
It's Wales.
Yeah, little
I have to commend this
backstory.
girl.
I live in Wales. So I live down here during the week with my grandparents, my dad, because he works down this way. So I travel, I think it's like a 360-mile round trip weekly to go back and forth. It's like 3.5 hours in the car just to come to the academy. So clearly something is working, the fact that kids are traveling far.
Yeah.
So I know there's one of our friends lives in Bournemouth.
Yeah, Lily.
So-
Yeah.
She travels down here. That's a long way.
Yeah. And even like
John T as well. And Matt
Yeah,
T.
our old head
far.
teacher.
I lived like an hour 40 away plus train delays. It's like 2 hours. Yeah,
They're traveling a
6
lot.
It's worth it.
It
is worth it. I feel like I at this point I wouldn't still be in the school if I didn't love it. I think if I had to travel this far and get up as early as I do and have to travel with so many people on the train just to get here and I didn't like it, I would have been out already.
Exactly.
So that says something about a lot of us here and how good the school is.
I think we have a passion for what we do as well, and I think that drives you and it gets you past the rush hours in the morning, which are they're never fun travelling on the train. But I think the passion and the drive that we have we know what we want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have
That
kind of like a
motivates
goal
us to
in
want to do
mind.
it. Yeah.
The thing is also, I feel like with me, I've always lived really close to my schools. So I've always lived like a 10-minute drive from my school. And I
Yeah.
feel like with this, obviously you have to get the train. There's delays, especially with the Elizabeth line.
Oh, I know.
God,
The Lizzie line.
like, no, it's not even funny. Like, why
daily.
trains
Feel
getting
our
cancelled
stress.
every single day? No, but to be fair, I always lived really close, and then I feel like with this, obviously getting the train, like, yeah, I'm not getting as far as this journey. Like, our journey is like a 15-minute train drive.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like waking up early, because I wake up about like 6:30, 7,
Yeah.
and waking up and having to get up, get out and of the house by about 7:30 and be at the station, is you get into that motivation. I think that's really good, because obviously here we have industry standards, and
We do.
obviously working for Global, if you're working there, you need to be up in there at the certain time. So I
Yeah.
feel like with this,
It sets you up in a way.
yeah, I feel like with
Gets you prepared.
it's made me more, because like over the weekends, obviously I don't set alarms, but I'll be waking up at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock on a weekday, on a weekend. Sorry, not weekday. What am I on about? Weekdays. But it's like that kind of stuff. Like your body's getting used to this, and it's like it's lot English, as well as the work. Sorry, like with the work on top of that and waking up early, it's a very much like you're preparing yourself in
Yeah.
a
Get
sense.
yourself into a routine as well, and then it
Yeah.
becomes
Exactly.
a subconscious thing that obviously it's a pain waking up early in the morning, don't get me wrong, but it's almost like a habit that we just do without
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gets you
putting much thought
prepared
into
for what they don't tell you about the industry.
Exactly.
And having to, they'll just throw you into the deep end quickly. It's like, oh, you have to be at this, you have to be at this place for this time. You have to do
Yeah.
this thing, and you have to be prepared for it. If you really want to thrive in whatever industry you're going into, you have to be prepared. Those who take it seriously, and those who are actually prepared with their skills and everything, they'll get far. And that's what the school is setting us up for, I believe.
Definitely. I feel like this school definitely sets you up for life after college. I think a lot of sixth forms and colleges, I could be wrong, but this is just going what I've based off what I know. They kind of just go to uni. They set you up. You do your A levels,
Yeah.
you go to uni, and then you get a job.
Like that's the only option.
And it's almost like they set you up. Even leaving comprehensive school, I don't know if it was the same for you guys, but they very much focused on the fact that A levels was if you're really smart, and BTEC is if you're not very smart. And they didn't shine the light on BTEC as much as they do here. I don't know if that was the same with you guys at school.
I feel like with my friends, because my friends, my old friending group, we all split up into different places. Like none of us, I don't think any
That's
of
what
us have gone
happens
to
though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I feel like I kept in contact with one of my friends, and obviously she sees the academy Instagram. She saw me on
Yeah.
it, and she messaged me, and she's like, "Why does your college actually seem so fun?" And I explained to her like, "Oh, we get frees at this time. I finish at this time. I do like the opportunities, like going to Global, all this and that."
Going to concerts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we go to like
Yeah.
British. We go to summertime ball, and it's like, I don't think that people realize the BTECs are, yes, it's easier in the sense of you're not doing as much work as you're not doing 3 A levels, you're not doing all
It's
this.
3
work.
in one subject.
Yeah, and it's like you're doing more outside of college that helps you in college than you are actually doing in college.
Yeah.
And it's like when she found out, she was actually like, why didn't I choose to do BTEC then? Because it's so much easier, and it's like the state of what I do is completely different to what she does.
yeah.
And she was like jealous. And the thing is, like, not jealous, not the right word, but she was like, she wanted to do that.
You could tell
Yeah.
she was like, oh, damn, I wish I'd given that a go.
Yeah.
I feel like the experience here is what makes it.
Worth it.
They give you
Yeah.
experience, whereas I feel like a lot of the sixth forms in the colleges, they almost shield you quite a lot from the real world, whereas this, it really opens you up into the real world, and they go,
Yeah.
right, this is what it's like. This is going to be the rubbish bits. These are going to be the fun bits.
Yeah.
They kind of give you a realistic expectation.
Of what it's going to be.
Yeah.
No glitz and glamour.
No, they just
Yeah.
tell it to you up front. So
Exactly, and it's very different from a lot of the other media schools that I was looking at attending before hearing about
you
Global.
said, yeah.
They were very cold, very dark, I have to say. Very gloomy, like the atmosphere itself, but also their curriculum and what they did in the syllabus was just, it was very much different, very much like, how do you say, like, to the point, like you can't do anything outside
Is it
of
very
what they're
much
saying. Like,
particular?
yeah, very particular. Like they're going to something on this day, they're going to something on that day, but it's not like what we do here. Like we go to Leicester Square from time to time to go to the
Exactly.
head office, to talk to professionals, to actually meet our mentors and actually get an idea of what we want to do. But with them, it was like, oh, we're going to go to Soho for this sort of like audio recording one
Yeah.
day. And we're not going to spend long there.
Yeah.
That was literally what it was like, and what the other people were telling me it was like.
No, for real. And I feel like as well, the fact that we've got complete free reign over our FMPs, like you're doing this for yours, it's amazing. The fact that we just get so many options. Because I know for GCSE media, it was you can do a film, you can do a music video, you can do a magazine. You had to pick one of about 4 or 5 options. Whereas this, you can choose what you want to specialise in. You can put your creative and your skill set into play in an area that you feel confident in. And there's no, I'm not sure about this, but I have to do it. You get free reign, you can choose exactly what you want to do, which I think it builds you up, and you can come out with a real professional set of skills, and you can build up your CV and all sorts of stuff like
Especially,
that.
building up creativity, I would say.
Oh, definitely.
Like, as creatives, it's imperative that we are creative.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
Can't stop
Like,
us.
to be creatives, we have to be able to create something from our mind, and that means having free reign to do what we feel like we want to do, even if it doesn't work all the time, even if it's maybe you look back at it and it's not the greatest idea, but you did it for yourself.
You gave it a go,
and
you
you
can
gave it a
reflect
go,
on it.
and you can reflect on
Yeah.
it, you can build upon it, and you know that came from you, not someone else. That came from your creative mind.
It's
That's
like
what I love.
nobody tells you what to do. They just say, this is what you can do. You can do anything you like. You can go, okay, so they've given me a rough idea, but then, like you said, the idea comes from you. There's no one going, do this, do that, write it like this. You can get input from teachers, and it is always good to get feedback. However, I feel like you can literally just throw whatever you want at it, and no one's going to tell you no.
Yeah, and I feel like with our school, it's very much like the Brit school. Like, I feel like we're the more media side of the Brit school.
Yeah.
Because, like, I saw the TikTok, like, they literally went to the BAFTA Awards, I think it was.
Yeah.
They went to an award, and they interviewed celebrities for, like, a project they were doing. And there's that type of stuff, like,
amazing.
our opportunities that we get, like, going, like you said, going to Leicester Square, doing that type of stuff. Like, we are doing stuff that we want to do, and
Yeah.
it's not something that's
We're choosing.
set. Yeah. Because, like, obviously, like you said, doing this as my FMP, I've chosen to do this, sorry. I've chosen to do this, and I've chosen to choose. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Do you know what? Cut that.
You've chosen to do this
I've
for
chosen-
yourself.
Yeah, and it's like with A levels, you're doing something because you
Set
have to.
work, yeah.
You have to do it. I'm doing this because I want to do it, and it's a very different mindset. And I feel like that's something that's like very. I'm glad I chose this school because of that. Because if I had gone and done like I was doing English, history, and media for A levels. I was like,
Wow.
and I have a friend that does that. I have a friend that does the
They're
exact.
heavy subjects
and
too.
Yeah.
she's like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm so dumb. And I'm like,
I understand why a lot of people drop subjects.
yes.
Because they start off with about 4, and then you'll drop one. Because I think when I did online schooling for a while, because it took me ages to find what the right fit for me was. So I tried my local college, didn't work, I didn't like it. Obviously, the teachers tried to make it work for me, but unfortunately, it just wasn't a right fit. So I left 2-3 weeks into term because it wasn't, like I said, I didn't have the same passion that I do here. So after I find that the local college wasn't the right fit for me, I went to online because I think for me the environment is important to me, and this environment I feel completely comfortable with. So I did a history and media AS level. Obviously they are heavy subjects, and I soon learned that. History I had to drop. I loved the content, I loved learning, because history is, I find, super interesting. But I think the amount of work, nobody quite prepares you for just how much more work you have to do with the A level. I think you probably must have seen that as well.
Yeah.
So I did media, so I just tried to do media on its own. Even that was a lot. And I learnt a lot, don't get me wrong, but I found that it was just too written, and I was itching to do something practical. And then obviously I found the academy again because I reapplied, and it's one of the best decisions I made. And I think obviously traveling from Wales, it's like you just need to remember that you don't need to be afraid of making that big step or taking that big jump, because like it might be the best decision, it might work out the best for you.
So inspiring.
I know.
So inspiring. And on that note, Miss Acacia Daniel, sorry, not the S, and Ella Home.
Thank you.
It's a wrap. This has been a wrap of the first episode. Just saying.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you
It's been
so much.
Thank
amazing.
you for having me. Like, this is
amazing.
It's been amazing, and we wish you all the best with the rest
Exactly.
of your podcast.
You guys are gonna be here. You're part of my
I
team.
know. We wish you all the
we
best
wish
with
you all the
it.
best. We're gonna be just like hyping you up
Supporting.
from behind the scenes. It's like, yeah, that's our girl.
Thank you. And whilst you're at it, follow justsayin.ga on Instagram. Get on it and press follow or subscribe whilst you're at it. Thank you guys so much for being on the first episode.
Thank you.
Out with me on another journey of thoughts and talks. But remember, the conversation doesn't stop here. Stay tuned for more tea, more laughter, and more Just Saying moments coming your way. And hey, don't forget to hit that follow or subscribe button to never miss an episode.